daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Southampton, part of the Global Sports Podcast Network. My name is Greg Elliott, and as always, joined by my good friend and wonderful co-host, Zach Ingerfinch. How you doing, mate? You right?
You know when you come back off annual leave and then you kind of just wish you could retire? That sounded.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. It's just luckily there's been so much news going on. We're recording this on transfer deadline day, and not even necessarily about Saints. But there's been so much news to feed off of. It's kind of got me through the day, and now we're here. So yeah,
That's
how
it,
about
mate.
you, mate?
Look,
you doing good?
I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right. Look, this is quickly becoming one of my favourite episodes that we do in a week, and we kind of missed it last week because we had a midweek game. But nice little roundup of the championship is.
We did, didn't we? I just completely forgot about that.
It's just a reminder that it's the best league in the world, mate, and it's just so many good things happening. And
change the record, mate. We get it. I'm guessing that means you don't want promotion, yeah.
I mean, look, I wouldn't be upset, is what I'm saying. Need to throw a few deliberate losses in there to sandbag it completely.
So we're completely pilfered and ripped apart and end up having to sign Ben Brereton Diaz on loan. Wait, that's not us.
But look, we thought we'd go through the games and just have a little chat about what's happening, what's going on, how the table sits at the moment. It's all right. And so I guess the logical order to tackle this is reverse chronological, right? So start with Friday night and then work back up through the list I've got in front of me.
That's fine, as long as you remember every single team this time.
I'm promising nothing. Well, look, Friday night, Leicester beat Birmingham 2-0 fairly decisively. Sort of bookended the game with goals.
Not too bad. You know?
I managed to watch a bit of it, and it kind of looked like Leicester starting to find a bit of their feet. I mean, Birmingham's still over them. Let's be honest. Birmingham probably should have taken something from the game, but they did not take their chances.
But yeah, but then that's how it is, isn't it? That again, this is Saints all over. Is that we struggle to take our chances when you don't? Sometimes that's a problem. I think El Karius is probably gone now. I think that it's just been confirmed. Again, there's been so much news today. It's been so that I guess is good for us, maybe. But he was left out. But they seem to do all right off the back of it. But again, it's as much as there's a lot of fanfare around Birmingham and Wrexham, they're still promoted from League One. Let's not forget that. And Leicester, a team that I think people are still kind of surprised are in the Championship, right? As much as it's gone bad for them in the league.
Even in their sort of financial state, they're still got a team that should do well in the league, right? Pending a points deduction potentially, but that might not stop them
if that ever gets sorted out.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be very football of it to drag on for an extended period of time and have a load of outstanding charges against a team that are going on to do successful things. That just wouldn't happen, would it?
It's just mad to me that there is a team that still contains Yannick Vestergaard out there. that is one of the strangest things to me from the whole Leicester thing. Somehow, again, picking up our defensive line from their 9-0 win, and now he has become a really long-term staple of their squad. Never thought that was going to happen. Thought he would maybe spend a season there and then leave. So fair enough. And former QPR boss doing okay. They've had a better start than us. They're up there. They've got they've got 9 points, 3 wins, 1 loss. So you need to take them seriously from a table perspective.
Very much.
But again,
again,
4 games in doesn't mean a lot, but fair play to them. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Next on the list, Watford versus Southampton, which we're not going to touch on here. We covered it extensively on Monday's episode. If you want to go back and give that a listen, it's all there. All of our emotions on the table. Still positives to take from me. Still probably points dropped. Up next, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea 2, and man, I feel like the weekly talk we're going to have about Sheffield Wednesday is just for off the pitch reasons going to go from bad to worse every time we have it. It's just really sad to see. I believe there were talks with the Football League this week between their owner to try and lift the transfer embargo, but not in like a way so that he could try and like salvage the on the pitch performance in a way to like try and sell more players to make money. Just stripping more and more away. It's just
There needs to be
sad.
something when it comes to it. Like, there's an ownership test, right? I feel like that's not worth the paper it's written on. Like, obviously, we struggled with it when we were owned by a company that checks notes turned out to not be real. Bear in mind, like when we were taken over as well, like Gow had been rejected at least twice because he was unable to prove like actual source of income. But it's not from the football perspective as well. Like Shea's brother went out injured, right? So they're now on a backup goalkeeper on top of all of the disruption. I just feel bad for them, man. Like hopefully they survive the season, the championship, get bought by somebody else, but it's not looking good, is it?
It's not looking good. No.
Fair play to Swansea, I guess, for kicking a man while they're down. Like,
Yeah, I mean, look,
I'm gonna hope that we win.
Is, right? Yeah, like it is what it is. It's still a game of football. You still got to go out there and win it. It's still, it's not going to be a reflection on, I guess, either team's season, unfortunately.
Indeed.
Very briefly, next, Portsmouth won 1-0 against Preston. I don't want to talk about it too much. It's just fine. But there's lots of noise on social media about them being above us in the table, but if we'd have had those opening 4 fixtures, we probably would have won them all. So, is what it is.
Yeah, okay, but hang on. Well, for the first time in 15 years?
Yeah.
Bravo, you finally got there. Good job. Anyway,
I frankly should have lost to West Brom last week if the referee didn't have an absolute stinker, which we didn't talk about because we didn't do the championship review last week. But
no, but you sent me
the show.
You sent me and told me to watch it, and I got in trouble with my wife for shouting so loud. She started texting me, "What's happening?" because of how annoyed I got at some of those decisions, despite the fact I don't really have an investment in that game or team. But ridiculous. Anywho.
Moving swiftly on. Oxford 2, Coventry City 2. In a draw that sure is a game. These are both teams. I mean, I think that's a good point for Oxford, really.
It's a really good point for Oxford. I think after Coventry beat QPR like 7-1 the other week, it's a bit of a drop-off, right? Yeah. Considering, Oxford are going to be a team that I think we both put them to get relegated, I think I put them just outside the relegation zone. I just think that there's a couple of other teams that might struggle a little bit more than them. But it's kind of nuts that, to go from that to drawing. I don't know if it's just like celebrations, jubilation, a bit of a hangover from that, maybe quite literally. But, not exactly... I mean, they've still not been beaten, so I guess it's not that bad for them, right? But it's a bit of a drop from the heights of the week before, and I guess
I guess similar to us in the Coventry are in front twice. I probably feel like they should have taken more of their chances and put the game away, but Oxford were right in it, kept themselves in it, got the draw. I think it's a brilliant point for them. If you look at the context of the rest of the season, and that's the interesting thing about football, right? Like anything can happen. That is why this is the best league in the world.
Yeah, you keep saying it. Maybe you'll believe it one day.
I genuinely do. It's just so much more exciting, so much more fun. Oh, VAR disallowed a goal because it was against top 6. Don't get any of that nonsense here, mate. The referees might be awful, but at least that decision stands, right?
At least the referees might be awful, but the game carries on and doesn't stop for the next 27 minutes. Although I don't quite understand how in the next game, Greg. I want you to open up this next game, and I want you to look at the time that the second goal was scored.
Yeah. It's a lot of stoppage time, isn't it? That is, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, something clearly happened there.
The 108th minute. I mean, We were waiting, to be honest, after watching against us. We've just been waiting for Kiefer Moore to actually start scoring for Wrexham. And as I said, if if the team starts clicking together, they might be doing better. Like, bear in mind that they are like us, but worse.
That game
off,
actually didn't finish, Zach, until the 113th minute. So yeah, that went to 90 plus 23. So I'm not sure what happened there and what caused a delay of that sort of length, but that is definitely something unusual. This game just sort of slipped completely under my radar, to be honest, this week.
Well, no, like I saw that they went 1-0 up. Again, I expected, as soon as Kiefer Moore scored, I was like, well, that's been coming for a while, right? Like, he was very lively, like against us, and seems to, as I said about Wrexham, if they start to gel, they might do better. It's similar to us, but an even, I guess, more extreme version, that their entire squad is essentially brand new, right? But
Yeah.
it's I think what's crazy, Wrexham's win, their first in English football's second tier since 1981-82 season, mate.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is just, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Stoppage time after keeper Danny Ward had to receive lengthy treatment for an injury.
Oh, I did see parts of this because he was later spotted in McDonald's in his full kit.
No, you're right. That's what I saw. About the game, but I did see him dressed as in full kit, ordering like a Big Mac after clearly what had been a bit too much time on the treatment table or something. Nuts.
Yeah.
Wow. I like that. That's what me and you both took out of that game.
But look, great for Wrexham to hit the ground running there. I think that we both put them somewhere in the middle of the table. I think one of us put them slightly higher than the other.
I put them about the same position that you put Birmingham.
Yeah.
Basically, both of us have high hopes for these teams that have been like gotten into the Championship through extremely high financial and reputational means, right? I just think one's going to do better than the other, and
it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out as the season progresses. Right, I think that is a wonderful moment to take a break and hear a message from our partners at Bionique.
Your body is unique, and Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bionique, the world's most personalised supplements. Bionique provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN 2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bionique. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now.
Okay, and we are back. Carrying on up the list then, Zach. Ipswich 2, Derby 2. Ipswich saving a point in another ridiculous amount of stoppage time.
Plus 16. It's that, mate. Come on. What? I can't figure out what the stoppage was for this time round. Because that's just like, the second half, there was some stuff that happened. It's like, and that stuff that happened resulted in like an entire game being played extra. But
13 minutes of time were added on to the end of the match with Derby holding them off. It just,
no explanation as to why. Like, this is a match that, again, fell under my radar. It's just one of the ones where I saw it was 2-2. I saw that Ipswich essentially dropped points. Nick, who I guess Greg is kind of our boss, right?
Mm.
He's a Derby County fan. So, and expects, like, again, he was the one that was most adamant about us beating that points tally. So then Derby will be remembered for something, which says all you need to know about how Derby view their own fans view the football club, and how their reaction to Ben Burton Diaz is to find lots of compilations from his season at Blackburn and be like, well, even if we get someone with a pulse, it's got to be better than what we have. And that says everything you need to know. But I feel like it's got to be gut-wrenching to drop points that late in stoppage time. Like, we've been there before.
Apparently there were 13 added minutes, but they somehow played for the 16th. Now, I'm guessing
been
there was
against
a lot
Ipswich
of
as well.
game management going on.
We've been there against Ipswich where something like that late has happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So But again, like weird that that's 3 games that are 2-2.
Yeah,
Out of 12.
but also
Wow.
like probably a good point for Derby that even feeling like a loss with those like heart wrenching last minute. If you take that away, it's probably a good point for Derby and probably Ipswich feeling like they should have been winning that game. So
For sure.
interesting. Moving on, Bristol City 4, Hull City 2. In a high goal scoring affair. Man, that's I've seen lots. I've seen, yeah. I mean, Hull just also not having the best of times at the moment, right? Like they are struggling for sure.
Well, that's the second game this season that Bristol City have scored 4 goals, which is mad when you think about it. The first game against Sheffield United, which again was the thing that immediately put more pressure on Sir Ruben Sellers from day one, and then obviously up against Hull City. But yeah, like feel bad for Hull, man. Like they started obviously really strong and managed to get a consolation prize right at the end, but that was already after they were 4-1 down. So yeah, maybe I think I should have. I don't know if I put Hull to be relegated. Probably should have. Looking at it at this point,
But yeah,
but
I
again,
mean, we shouldn't be entirely surprised. Bristol City, of course, last year did very well, and we're looking to push on from that. So
wasn't just down to their manager by the looks of it. So
they're just they're putting things together and coming up good. And I mean, they look like a force to be reckoned with. That is for sure. Next on the list, Blackburn 0, Norwich 2. Blackburn having a player sent off. Josh Sargent scoring both goals. I assume this is where a lot of the noise comes about us potentially signing him, but it's just, I mean, it's deadline day at time of recording, but I'm just going to go ahead and categorically say that's not happening. So it is what it is, right? Like,
no, I'm sorry, he's far too much. Again, unless he wanted to move, which I don't think he's that bothered
yeah,
by, because he's like a cult hero at Norwich at this point.
yeah,
And again, one of them is from the spot, and then obviously, they managed to get another goal later on. Because as we all know, Greg, it's harder to play against 10 men, or at least we always make it look that way.
yeah. It's definitely how it always feels. Okay, that seems like a nice breaking point to have a message from our partners at Zencaster. Here at the Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform. Zencaster came out the clear winner, with 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs. It's super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description and learn more about Zencaster. Okay, next on the list, Stoke 0, West Brom 1. Baggies must be like on cloud 9 at the moment. Like they should have beat Pompey categorically with those awful ref decisions. And if that had been the case, they'd be top of the table. But I mean, we know from experience from watching them last week that Stoke are a tough team to beat. So to hold them off and score as early as they did and hold on,
Yeah,
that's great for them. I mean, West
doesn't
Brom
look
really
like
put themselves up and amongst it this season, which is, I mean, a shock to everyone, including Baggies fans. I think, like,
maybe, but then I've got to see again. Like they got rid of Pulis for like the 274th time, right? So they moved
Mowbray.
into more, I guess, slightly more exciting football again. Anything, I guess, would have been slightly more exciting, to be honest, for them. And they have always kind of been in and about the promotion spots. It's just hard for them to see it off when they come up against teams that are better. But we'll have to see. It will be interesting to see how much losing Fellows affects them, if at all. To be honest, because it didn't seem to affect them too much the other day. Fair play to them.
Yeah, look, going on from strength to strength, and I have one very happy brother-in-law, that's for sure. QPR 3, Charlton 1. I mean, we all knew Charlton were going to struggle, I think, this year. Even Charlton fans, but
Yeah, but I
QPR,
feel
who
like
got absolutely battered last week, to go on and to get this result this week, it's baffling, isn't it?
I think coming back from that must have been difficult, right?
Mm.
And to come back and then get quite a comprehensive win, regardless of the opposition, is always good, right? And obviously, Charlton had a good start, and we'll have to see how they go on, because I think they're going to start to struggle now that transfers have all been finalised. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the transferee that came off the bench to score for QPR, right? That score came off one of the people that came off to score. So it's like they are going to struggle. I think that they are going to get some sort of level of reinforcements, but in comparison to what the rest of the table can bring, you look at like Wrexham and Birmingham, who have been promoted in comparison to Charlton. Like Charlton, if I remember rightly, brought in one of our ex players, and is looking to, I think, bring in James Bree. I don't know if that's been dotted or teed, or at this point, at time of listening, it might have already happened, but it's not exactly going to be like, wow, that's going to keep us up, is it? I say that
No.
now. I could be eating my words in a couple of months' time, but I think they are going to struggle far more now that it's kicking off properly.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's going to be any surprise to them either, frankly.
No.
It was almost a surprise for them to come up in the manner that they did, and I mean, at least they're giving it a go, and just that's it's an interesting result. But one team who seem to be desperate to keep Charlton in the league is Sheffield United, who have lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Man, Ruben Selles, have you seen any positive remarks towards him
No.
at all?
What I saw was a video of him going up to the crowd and the crowd screaming at him, and him looking almost a little bit confused and then trying to clap before eventually basically being told to F off. He then wanders off, and then some of the players come over and they clap the players, which I think says everything you need to know about where the opinions lie. I thought I put out, I think it was, I can't remember if I tweeted out or I blue skied out, whatever you want to call it, but I talked about how that was a bit of a weird Saints couple Saints links in that game. Danny Ings came on for Sheffield United and didn't score, obviously. Matt Targett assisted Conway's goal, and obviously Sellers runs Sheffield United. It's just a couple of weird ex-Saints links in that game.
Yeah, you want to see another Saints link, mate. Sheffield United, 0 shots on target.
You're right. Like,
Real shades of last season, right? Like
it's just, is it the way that he's got them lined up? I'll genuinely be fascinated to know, because, like, again, I think most people's eyes went a little bit when Ruben Selles was appointed their manager. Like, after Chris Wilder, like, yeah, okay, they didn't win promotion. I didn't think that was enough to fire him. Like, it was a playoff. Like, that can go either way. Like, it's the roll of the dice at the end of the day. But when it came to like replacements of people, oh well, it's not like, did they think Premier League pedigree? Because he wasn't Premier League pedigree, because he was given those couple of months with us. We were never going to stay up, but he didn't really even do enough for us to keep him on as a manager or even playing staff. So, I'll always be thankful for the one win we got against Chelsea, right? And that game against Leicester, where somehow they didn't score. And that's basically all the two games that I really remember about him being in charge, other than us losing horrifically. And then obviously that Chelsea game essentially won him the rest of the season, right? He got put in as manager, and I don't really know. I feel like just his career trajectory has been very strange. Like, to go from us to then Reading, then stay with Reading as they kind of got, put down into League One, then move up to Hull, just about keep Hull up, and then somehow get a move to what is essentially a Premier League chasing club, where I think I pointed out to you before, Greg, the Opta supercomputer has given them like a 75% chance of going up, which is real funny looking at it now. Like, even with this many games in, this is very much like
4 games, 4 losses, -6 goal difference. And it's not like, I don't think really they've played any team that, if you go based off of the Opta supercomputer stats, or if anyone's predictions at the start of the season, they don't really played any of the teams that you would properly expect to be beating them in that manner.
It's just a bit weird, right? Like, they lost in the cup as well to Birmingham. Yeah. They lost their previous, like, I think looking at the stats now, they lost their last preseason friendly against Nice. Like, they're just not doing very well. Like, And I think that, to be honest, like, I know that we've always we were kind of one of those. I think both of us. I've now been really burnt by the idea of keeping a manager for too long without results, which is maybe that'll be contradictory depending on how the stuff with Will Still goes, right? Because like we were talking about how they were never going to fire Russell Martin. It went on forever. And looking at Rangers fans, I feel for them. I really do, because like that's not changing with them. But then like we kept Juric for ages, and that was terrible. And they finally fired him when we were properly confirmed relegated. And it was just like we had like 30 odd managers, but like, if you are 4 games into a season, you are expecting promotion. You have lost all of them pretty poorly. You haven't even managed a shot on target. Like at that point, surely you just go, do you know what? Actually, we messed up. We'll go in and get someone new. It's like, when are they hoping it's going to get good?
Mate,
Like,
I don't have the answer. It's crazy.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I
mean, the real question is, mate, right?
Thing.
In modern or in current like context, for in recent memory ex-Saints managers currently, right? Nathan Jones, Russell Martin, even Juric, and Ruben Sellers. Now, you think Nathan Jones gets a pass because he's going to, the expectation is that they're going to be in a struggle this season, and frankly, they're doing all right to do that. But of the other 3, which one lasts longest? Do any of them make it to Halloween? Like,
I am baffled that Russell Martin is still in the job. I think that the Old Farm Derby being 0-0 pretty much has probably saved him for another week or 2. But to crash out,
he went entirely against his philosophy and changed it up and just stuck to being solid instead of, doing stupid things.
Which, if he learns from that, happy days. But I feel like he's not going to. I feel like he's like, what I've taken from that is we managed to not concede, but we didn't score either. So I guess we're just going to have to go back to the way we did it before, because we saw it with us. We saw it with the final for the playoffs, right? He was able to change for that one game and then learn nothing from it. So there's that. With Sellers, it's just, I don't know what's going on there. It just seems like you thought Sheffield Wednesday was having a worse time, right? Pretty sure they're above United in the table, which says it all. And then, you've even got, I think, Ivan Juric over in Atalanta. Lots of reaction to that being like, really? This is the guy that we've got? And I feel like I'm not surprised.
What was it you read out to me before the show? His new style of pressing catching on. It's just it's called depressing.
And that's the thing. But also, we had our lowest points tally ever last season.
Yeah.
And when we got demoted the previous time, it was not exactly pretty either. So I'm not hugely surprised that managers that have left I'm more baffled that 2 Champions League teams hired our old managers in a team we got, like in a season we got less than 12 points. And in fact, Juric and Martin only got 1 win each under. It's just whatever. Baffling, but it's over.
That's it. Well, look, that draws us nicely to a close. That is all we've got time for on this championship recap. We will be back tomorrow as we head into the international break with some form of content, I'm sure. Thank you very much, Zach, for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Let us know on the socials, what was your game of the weekend? Let us know. We are on all of them. We are on X, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, if you want to see our beautiful faces while we record. Everywhere. Go and hit us up. Thank you very much. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.